special considerations when contracting for services.
Acquiring contract services is a unique process and requires that the Corps and other program officials understand the different types of service contracts that may be used, as well as those that may not be used. To avoid creating or entering into an illegal personal services contract, it is essential that the government contract team be aware of the distinction between personal and non-personal services as the team crafts the requirements document. It can be difficult to determine the difference between personal and non-personal services. The decision is a subjective one. The FAR also authorizes a specific category of service contracts known as advisory and assistance services, which are services of a purely advisory nature relating to the support or improvement of agency policy development, decision-making, management and administration, or research and development activities. FAR Part 37 requires the use of performance-based acquisitions for services to the maximum extent practicable and prescribes policies and procedures for the use of performance-based acquisition methods. The Corps and other program officials will need to thoroughly analyze their requirements to determine the applicability of performance-based acquisition procedures. These individuals serve as the principal technical experts and are usually the most familiar with the requirement. They are therefore best able to identify potential technical trade-offs and determine whether the requirement can be met using a commercial solution. If performance-based procedures are determined to be applicable, the Corps and other program officials will primarily be involved with assisting the CO and other members of the acquisition team in developing the performance-based work statement and establishing measurable performance standards. The key to using performance-based methodologies is describing requirements as outcomes rather than in terms of how to accomplish the requirement. A performance-based work statement must be carefully structured to ensure that the requirement is articulated in this manner. Although not all acquisitions for services can be conducted in a performance-based manner, the vast majority can. Those cases in which performance-based strategies are not employed should become the exception. Another aspect of service contracting that Corps and program officials are likely to encounter relates to the current trend in the government to contract out a large amount of government work. These service contract efforts are classified and governed by the Commercial Activities, California, Program. The Office of Management and Budgets, OMB, Circular A-76 prescribes policy for this program. This circular is further discussed under questions 95 through 99. The Corps will need to perform the following tasks to properly prepare a requirements document to acquire contractor services or to prepare the statement of work, under the California program. 1. Distinguish requirements for services from requirements for supplies and assist the CO with Service Contract Act information as necessary. 2. Determine whether the services are personal or non-personal. 3. Determine whether the services are of the advisory and assistance type. 4. Determine the applicability of performance-based acquisition procedures and assist the CO as necessary. 5. Review the procedures and requirements of the California program and assist the CO as required.